Kanye West is scared of being connected to Diddy and hasn't seen his kids in months because of this.
Kanye and his kids. So allegedly, Ye hasn't seen his kids for a very long time, according to reports.
It's believed Kanye has not seen the youngsters in months. Instead, he's been spotted on vacation with his wife, Bianca Censori.
Okay, so Kanye's ex, Kim Kardashian, has fled her Calabasas mansion with her 4 kids after the January LA flames got very close to her home.
Kim Kardashian has evacuated her Hidden Hills mansion alongside the couple's 4 young children, North, St., Chicago, and Psalm.
You'd think maybe she'd end up at her kid's dad's home for the meantime, considering there's so much space, I guess the convenience of it. But get this, Kanye might not be at home. Yeah. So Kanye has hardly been in the US for the past 8 months.
He's been spotted on vacation with his wife, Bianca Censori, as the couple have spent time in Dubai, the Maldives.
This man is either hiding or forgot he was a dad. I mean, Kim has blamed him for being an absent father to the kids, and we can't blame her, right? Obviously, him staying away is making everyone wonder why. So apparently it has nothing to do with caring for his kids, but everything to do with potential claims he's trying to avoid. A source told Daily Mail, Kanye's reasoning for not being in America has nothing to do with the kids and has everything to do with his multiple claims that he's facing in the States. So yeah, he's been pretty much everywhere but home. He and his wife Bianca Censori have been traveling the world, from Tuscany in May to Paris to other countries. They've been having pretty much the time of their lives. Although in August, he was at a family party in LA, but that stay didn't last very long. Apparently, he's living in Tokyo right now. Not really sure why they chose Tokyo. Obviously, beautiful place, but why? We don't know. And last week, he was in Dubai celebrating Bianca's 30th birthday, along with her parents at a rooftop restaurant, and then he was seen living it up in Maldives. Despite all the lavish travels, people are questioning his long absence from America. Like, yeah, that sounds like a fun time, and clearly he is having a fun time, right? But is he running away from his problems? With all this Diddy drama happening, people are thinking his absence is connected to being possibly involved. A source said with all this stuff with Diddy, Kanye is terrified. In June, when West began spending more time abroad, he was named in an ongoing wrongful termination and other claims by his former assistant, Lauren Piscotah, who is 36 years old. Piscotah, who kind of looks like Bianca Censori, claimed that West had her involved in repeated situations doing stuff he shouldn't when she worked for him in 2021 and 2022. She further claimed that he ended her employment after she refused to get in any sort of relations with him. West has denied all these claims. In an updated filing, however, in October, she added a series of new claims claiming that she was involved, not by choice, with West sometime before she began working for him in 2021. So Piscotah's lawyer, Mark Horeni, said in filings in November that West has been out of the country, and he claimed that the rapper is evading service, stalling the claims. But these claims may be the least of his concerns. Also, some pretty crazy claims. He could see himself being dragged. Let's not forget the two were friends. At the 2022 BET Awards, Diddy was presented with a Lifetime Achievement Award by Kanye West. He said at the time, "I go for him for advice to this day. He inspired so many of my choices." However, the two's friendship ended later that year when Kanye was saying some crazy stuff and the so-called nice guy at the time, Diddy, wasn't standing for it. Although their friendship crumbled, we can't forget about all the times that they were friends and what could have gone down during that period. Kanye is still okay now, despite some pretty big claims coming out against him, but if the truth comes out and it doesn't look too good, he may never return back. Is it possible he'll go into hiding, or would he do the time? And let's not forget about Kim, because these two were dating for quite a few years. Forget dating, they were married and have kids, right? So what does Kim know, and what is she not telling us? People had a lot to say about this whole thing too. I mean, people were just not buying this whole act, and they found it really sus that he happened to be out of country for so long, just conveniently timed. One user commented under Daily Mail's article, "Time will tell, but this seems spot on. No good parent would stay still abroad during a time where flames are raging unless he's a complete narcissist or guilty of something, and scared to come back. I hope all the truth comes out." Another user commented, "This should be interesting. Kanye actually called Diddy out before his bust last year and claimed he was protected by the Govy," which I believe. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy because have the tables turned? Is he potentially also not on the right side? Because he had a lot to say back then, but now we're wondering, is he not as, good as he says he was? Okay, to be fair, Kanye has always said a lot of pretty wild stuff, so that's not that surprising. But now, this connection to Diddy is where things might get a little messy. But we'll have to wait on the truth to come out and see where this leaves Kanye. Leonardo DiCaprio's surprising connection to Diddy.
The P Diddy scandal is exploding. And guess who's caught in the spotlight now? Leonardo DiCaprio.
And a lot of people are surprised to see photos of the two partying together resurfacing. Okay, it's no secret that Diddy used to be a big player in the music industry, so obviously it's no bigger surprise that he was connected with big stars like Leonardo DiCaprio. But let's see why it got kind of messy. At the time of their relationship, it was no surprise considering they're both big, but now with all this Diddy drama out, their connection took a whole new meaning. And these two have a long history of hanging out. At one of these white parties filled with many celebrities and big names, Leo and Diddy attended. A photo of the two resurfaced with big smiles, and it made everyone feel uncomfy. It's not the one photo that would seal the deal, but many other interactions that link the two. In 2019, Leonardo attended Diddy's 50th birthday party. But again, so did every other celebrity, so why is all the spotlight on Leonardo? In a separate occasion, in May 2017, Liam appeared on the Graham Norton show. During his appearance, he had mentioned approaching Diddy, Jay-Z, and even Leonardo. He said, "I went over to say hello to P Diddy, and Jay-Z were there, and Leonardo DiCaprio sat at the door.
I went over to say hello to P Diddy, and Jay-Z was there. Leonardo DiCaprio was sat at the
All right, I think you've dropped enough names."
Now, we've heard bad things about Diddy. We then heard things about Jay-Z come out not too long ago. So what about Leonardo? Has he done anything that might come out? It really has us wondering, why was he hanging out with them? What's going on behind the scenes? And the other question is, did he know what his buddies were up to and kept it all hush-hush? I know it's still all claims and whatnot, but it has us all wondering what's really going down. And it doesn't end there. Diddy has actually talked about Leonardo during some interviews, talking about the two partying back in the day. During an interview with Oprah Winfrey, Diddy talked about partying with Leonardo back in the late 90s. He told Oprah, "I had the craziest mix. Some of my boys from Harlem, Leonardo DiCaprio, after he just finished Titanic. I had socialites there and relatives from down south. There were 200 people sitting out here just having a down-home cookout." Damn, just Leonardo's luck. 200 people were there and he happened to mention his name. It just has us wondering why. Was it because he was just so popular at the time that he felt the need to mention it, more of like an ego thing? Or was he being mentioned because he was such a big part of this party, right? We don't know. And then there was even another time Diddy brought up partying with Leonardo in this interview he had back in December 2017 with Vogue when they asked 73 questions. Vogue's interviewer mentioned Diddy's upcoming white party. When questioned who would be the top person to get an invite, guess who was mentioned? Yep, that's right, Leonardo. He would be the first guest on the list.
Who's the person that's number one on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Now, these two instances are kind of sus. Why is Leonardo being mentioned so much? Was it because Diddy knew he was just this big name? Again, I don't know. Is it that, being associated with Leonardo would be kind of cool? Or were they actually a lot closer than we might have thought? So, it could be possible that the story is being twisted a bit. According to Leonardo, this relationship was not like this and that they haven't been in contact for years. The only relationship they had was attending a few parties, but an insider told Daily Mail in September 2024, he attended a few of his parties back in the early 2000s, but literally everyone did. They were not freak-offs, but they were big house parties. While this is honestly pretty true, because let's be real, there were many celebrities there. Although we don't know who was doing what. I guess they kind of have that leverage in the fact that, yeah, there was a lot of celebrities. To further push this narrative, the insider said Leonardo DiCaprio has absolutely nothing to do with any of this. He has moved way past his partying. He has nothing to do with any of that world. So for anyone to assume that he will get roped into this based on a few grainy photos that are more than 20 years old is ridiculous. Leo is focused on his career and his relationship and is not at all thinking about Diddy's case, which he has nothing to do with. I mean, maybe the plot has been a bit exaggerated, but on the other hand, Leonardo attended Diddy's 50th birthday in 2019, and that doesn't sound like a long time ago, right? Like, he's acting like he hasn't seen him in like over 20 years, which is not true. If you do the math, 2025, 2019, that doesn't sound like over 20 years to me. So that's a little bit of a red flag to me. I guess Leonardo has been under a lot of heat, especially because he also doesn't date girls over the age of 25, which is kind of odd on its own. I mean, that could be a preference and nowhere near the stuff that, you know, Diddy's involved with. So maybe like, let's give Leonardo the benefit of the doubt till something comes out. Although that choice in his dating scene is a bit weird. Let's not bring it to the level that Diddy is in right now, if you know what I mean.
Jay-Z was caught lying, saying he's not friends with Diddy. This is wild.
Jay-Z's lawyer is claiming that Mr. Carter has nothing to do with Mr. Combs' case or Mr. Combs.
We expect Mr. Carter to be fully cleared of all of this in the coming days.
Rap mogul Jay-Z firing back at a woman accusing him of rape and her lawyer.
Almost nothing that she says has checked out because this never happened.
Jay-Z's attorney, Alex Spiro, is pushing to get a judge to dismiss the rape lawsuit against his client.
Jay-Z's lawyer is claiming they knew each other professionally for a number of years. They were allegedly never close.
They're besties. How suspicious is this? Like, to say that there's no friendship is crazy. Jay-Z's lawyer is grasping at straws, and now he's saying that there is absolutely no friendship between Jay-Z and Diddy.
His lawyer's claiming Jay-Z has nothing to do with Diddy.
Most people who are following the case know what Jay-Z is being accused of. He took place in a certain act with Diddy, as said by a girl who is being referred to as Jane Doe. The girl's only 13 years old.
Jay-Z now accused of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000.
This happened at a music video awards after party in the year 2000. His lawyer said, this case needs to be dismissed and Mr. Carter's name needs to be fully cleared.
We expect Mr. Carter to be fully cleared of all of this in the coming days.
Jay-Z is also known as Sean Carter. He's consistently described the accusations as idiotic and implored the accuser to file a criminal complaint if she was truly seeking justice. He went further, expressing how he felt over the nature of his claims. Whoever would commit such a crime should be locked away. Would you not agree? In the weeks since the allegations came to light, Jay-Z's team has distanced him from Sean Combs, who is facing severe criminal charges, as we all know. His lawyer went on to say there is no friendship or long-time bond here. Just because they knew each other, know each other, doesn't mean anything. Okay, come on now. They were besties. To say there was no long-time bond? Seriously? Come on. Jay-Z has also said this incident did not happen. The accuser, on the other hand, has expressed her determination to stand by her claims, saying, you should always fight for what happened to you. Her conviction is clear no matter what she faces. She intends to be a voice for those who have went through this in silence. Is it possible to erase the history between Jay-Z and Diddy simply because the former's lawyer said so? The alleged parties and the social circles they shared all tell a different tale. Back in 2009, Diddy fondly recalled a moment when Jay-Z made the effort to attend his birthday party. The two shared a genuine connection, and as Diddy said, people see us as competitors and different icons in the hip-hop game, but that was just a moment of two black brothers telling each other how much they appreciate each other. One thing that complicates the situation further is the connection to Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. These were the talk of the town, with his exclusive white parties drawing a who's who of celebrities. Some partygoers have been open about the chaos that unfolded on these gatherings, though there's no concrete evidence linking them to any criminal behavior. The amount of people being dragged into this Diddy drama is diabolical. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kanye, LeBron James, even Drake. There are sources that say that Drake ended up getting involved in partying hard with Diddy to the point where they were beefing over some unknown reason. Now it's said that Drake is trying to distance himself from Diddy and anyone who's close to Diddy, even unfollowing LeBron James on Instagram. Adria Sherry English, a former dancer at these events, earlier came forward in a civil lawsuit where she not only accused Diddy of different things, but also named some of the big names who attended these parties. In her lawsuit, she claimed Diddy had promised access to influential individuals like Jay-Z. In her words, she said, "I agreed to do it because heck yeah, I'm at an exclusive thing where Jay-Z was there, Beyonce, Diddy, all the big names." Alex Spiro, who's Jay-Z's lawyer, may say that Jay-Z's reputation remains untouched. But as the legal proceedings unfold, the complicated history between him and Diddy will be analyzed like never before. Diddy's trial is scheduled to commence in May 2025, so people will definitely get some answers at that time. LeBron recently took a break from basketball, and when he returned, he explained that it was due to a foot injury. However, some people are speculating that it might actually be because he's tied to the Diddy drama. Before he stepped away, a few things happened. One was a video of him and Diddy on a live stream where LeBron says, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party," while Diddy smirks. There were also several fake images circulating, including one of LeBron in a dress. Additionally, there are clips of him partying at Diddy's events, living it up. The whole situation doesn't look great. I'm hoping LeBron is just being caught up in something that he didn't fully understand, especially considering the rumors about Diddy. It's really unfortunate that some people who may be completely innocent are having their reputations tarnished because of Diddy's actions. This serves as a reminder of how important it is to be mindful of the company you keep. You're often judged by the people you associate yourself with. Jay-Z's in hot water over accusations of some seriously bad stuff, but his lawyer's like, nope, not true. They're also trying to distance Jay-Z from Diddy, who's got his own legal mess to deal with, obviously, we all know. Apparently, they're not even close friends, despite Diddy gushing about Jay-Z in public. So it's safe to say Diddy's wild parties are under the microscope. A former dancer suing, spilling all the tea on all sorts of alleged actions, name-dropping a bunch of celebs who were there. She claims Diddy promised her access to big shots like Jay-Z, which just shows how tangled up these guys are. Jay-Z's lawyer insists that he is squeaky clean, but with all the history between Jay-Z, Diddy, things are about to get messy as the legal drama unfolds. Diddy's trial next year might reveal some juicy details. Meanwhile, LeBron James, Kanye, Drake, Kim Kardashian, Beyonce, Jay-Z, J-Lo, Kate Moss, many more are now being dragged into the mix. I don't know what to believe or what I find the most surprising, but we'll have to wait and see. The whole situation surrounding Diddy and the people caught up in his orbit is getting messier and messier by the day. Jay-Z's lawyer keeps insisting that there's no friendship between him and Diddy, but come on, we all know better. They've been tight for years, and pretending like they weren't is honestly a little suspicious. The case itself is a roller coaster. Jay-Z's denying everything, calling the accusations idiotic. His lawyer is doing everything they can to clear his name. But with the history between these two, it's not going to be as simple as saying, we weren't close. Add to that Diddy's notorious parties, and it's no surprise that so many big names are being pulled into the drama. Everyone's name is floating around in connection to the Diddy after parties. Whether they were involved or just in the wrong place at the wrong time, their reputations are being dragged. And then there's a former dancer who's suing Diddy, claiming she was promised access to stars like Jay-Z and Beyonce. It's all a big mess of tangled relationships and questionable choices. So yeah, we're left trying to make sense of it all. With Diddy's trial set for 2025, it's clear we're in for a long wait before we get any real answers. But one thing's for sure, the fallout from this, it's only just beginning. And it's gonna be affecting a lot more people than we might expect.
The celebrities who helped Diddy are about to go down.
Diddy is finally going down, but what other major stars are going down with him?
Dawn Richard was on the television show Making the Band in the early 2000s, and she alleges that she witnessed incidents of abuse. She tried to intervene. She was not permitted to intervene. She was threatened.
So, of course, we all know P Diddy is facing some serious claims, and he's done some pretty wild stuff, but he was not alone.
Not only did he allegedly commit evil villain level offenses, but Diddy wasn't acting alone.
So many other celebrities helped Diddy, and they knew about what he was doing at his parties, and they're all about to get exposed.
Who are all the celebrities being named? Which ones should we actually be suspicious of?
So this whole thing really started to unravel and get really serious back in September of 2024 when Diddy got locked up. Now he's being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, and it's a place that's known to be not so nice for the people who are locked up there.
So the investigation is ongoing. That means both as to him and to anyone else who we believe committed the crime with him.
Now, the situation, of course, it sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. So many other celebrities were completely surprised, as well as other celebrities who knew about Diddy. They kind of went silent. And according to Lisa Bloom, she's a very powerful lawyer who's representing Danny Kane member Don Richard. And by the way, Don Richard filed a lawsuit against Diddy for some acts that he did towards her. She says, though, that there's a lot more to the story than meets the eye. So Lisa Bloom believes that Diddy couldn't actually orchestrate everything alone. And she says that he has a network of individuals who were involved, either actively participating or turning a blind eye to the actions. Yeah, we're talking about, the freak-off parties that he had, as well as other things behind closed doors that Diddy was doing to people. Also, Lisa Bloom mentioned in an interview with Sky News that what we're seeing right now is literally just the tip of the iceberg. So it gets way deeper, and this is way beyond Diddy. This is a massive network, she's saying. And Dawn Richards, who Lisa Bloom is representing, she's actually been very cooperative with the U.S. Department of Justice, and she's been giving a lot of information related to the suit against Diddy. And Lisa Bloom, she said that she's really confident that the authorities actually have enough evidence to pin more charges on Diddy, because they've been interviewing other people who Diddy did stuff to. So yeah, this is just gonna get worse and worse for Diddy. More charges are just gonna continue to stack up against him. And how Lisa Bloom talks about Diddy, she pretty much paints him as a leader of a massive, extensive operation. And she mentioned that other people are acting as his minions or facilitators. But I have a feeling, though, that it doesn't just stop at Diddy. I think Diddy is just part of it. I think there are other powerful individuals, whether in the entertainment world specifically or not, that are way more powerful than Diddy, that are pulling the strings behind what Diddy's doing. So although what we're seeing is the tip of the iceberg, and a lot of celebrities and what they did can be traced back to Diddy, I think a lot of what Diddy did could be traced back to a lot of people, and who knows how far the rabbit hole goes, guys. Lisa Bloom says that in a case of this magnitude, there have been so many people who have been affected and been coming forward. And so because of this, the sheer magnitude of the impact on people, she's so convinced that there's so many more people involved. Like, this network just keeps on going. And again, we don't know how far this rabbit hole goes. So, with all that said, this Diddy situation, it just keeps getting worse and worse as the days go by. And he's tried to get bail 3 times. He's been denied. And his trial is actually scheduled to start in May of 2025. And despite all the mounting evidence and charges against him, Diddy is literally pleading not guilty, and he is maintaining his innocence. But people like Lisa Bloom, they're not backing down. She's prepared to continue to confront Diddy as well as his legal team. And she wants to get his statement regarding Don Richards' case specifically. And in an interview with the Daily Mail's podcast, Lisa Bloom, she also mentioned that she just can't wait to depose Diddy under oath. So when she goes in and she starts to question him and just really push his buttons, she thinks that she's gonna get him to open up in a way that we've never seen Diddy open up before. She's a seasoned lawyer, so she knows what she's doing. She's handled a lot of high-profile cases before, and she's definitely not afraid to take on Diddy and his team. Now, quickly, I just want to touch on real quick about this Dawn Richards woman. So she was a member of Danny Kane, which was that girl group that Diddy had formed back in the day. And she, in her suit, she paints a picture that Diddy and working under him was very, very, very messed up. And it was just like he continued to do stuff to her that he wasn't supposed to do. And she was also subjected to bad working conditions. And she was overworked, she was underpaid, and she was on the receiving end of a lot of Diddy's verbal bashings as well as public humiliation. But not just her, she says that this happened to other members of the group as well as other people that worked for Diddy during that time. Now, she can only speak for her experience and her time, but guys, you know, she's one of many voices that have spoken up against Diddy. So again, you know, the impact of his actions, man, it's just, it could reach millions of people. Who knows? Yeah, guys, this is wild. So I'll end there. Pretty much people like Lisa Bloom and other lawyers, you know, they are just continuing to conduct interviews, gather evidence, build a case against Diddy. So as we speak, it's just a matter of time before we see the next thing in the news that really rocks Diddy's world.